Good afternoon. Today we are going to be talking about my carry weapon, which was a Springfield Armory XD. It was calibrated in a 45. We have it here in its holster, and then we have it removed from its holster. And like here it says, before you do anything, before you mess with any gun, make sure it's not unloaded. You don't want to have a loaded gun while you're playing around with it. This is going to be done by clicking on this button, which ejects the magazine. Then you're going to slide back the slide, lock it with the safety here, and visually check once the magazine's clear that there's nothing in the well. Then you flip it over and look, make sure there's nothing in the chamber of the gun. Once that's done, you know that the gun is cleared. You have looked at it visually and you have done it physically. So you have a clean, clear gun. You're ready to go to the next step. So once the gun is slid back all the way and locked with the safety, at the very front, there's this little slide release lever. You're going to flip that all the way up to where it's vertical. What that's doing is on the inside of it, it's allowing for the slide to go through the normal position, resting position, and allow it to be removed. So once the slide is fully all the way up, you can release the back lever and then slide the slide forward. It will go to its normal position, and then once it's there, you can pull it all the way out and off of the frame, which is here. So that's the frame, that's the slide. Those areas are where you're going to want to lubricate all along the edges of the slide where it sits on top of the frame. There's a lot of wear that's done there. There's a lot of blowback. There's a lot of force that's there. So you want to make sure that's very well lubricated. The new guns, Glock, you only need to lubricate it in one spot. You don't have to worry about it. But with older ones, you do have to worry about it a little bit. So gunpowder is nasty. It's dirty. It's black. It gets over everything. You're going to want to make sure that that gun is cleaned thoroughly. You can either dunk it or you can use it in patches that they have. It's up to you, however you would want to do. I suggest usually just doing it by hand, cleaning the frame out, going inside the well, making sure there's no residue left in there. Same with the slide itself, cleaning all along through there. That's what the next slide here at the bottom. The guide rod's the spring that holds the barrel in place. You're just going to push it forward till you get resistance and it just pops up. Be sure to keep a hold on it. You don't want it to fly out of your hand. And then you can remove the barrel, slide the barrel forward, pull up onto the barrel. You're clean. Then you can clean the slide out underneath the barrel. Then you can see where it's been wear and tear on top of the barrel. That needs to be cleaned. And the back, you will see where the firing pin is. That's on this next slide. Hold on. Right here. So up in the top, you can see where the firing pin sits, where the firing pin spring is. All this needs to be cleaned. You will see it'll be black. You want to make sure it's all clean. There's no residue left, and then there's a little channel that runs along the side here. You're going to clean all of that. Make sure there's no issue. And then same with the frame, you can see it down open. Make sure all the springs here are clean. Then you're going to lube all of this just to be sure that you're fine. That's where the barrel sits. And then here at the bottom, you're going to make sure the spring is good. Make sure the barrel sits. That's where the magazine connects. It's going to be dirty through there. You're going to make sure that's nice and clean. This is the next important one that everybody mistakes and everybody forgets. Your magazine is only as good as it is clean. A lot of accidents have happened where somebody will go and fire the gun, but it won't reload for next round. That's because the spring is worn. The spring doesn't work. It lost its spring. If you want to say that's irony or punny. But if you can, rotate them. If you can't, just be sure to make sure that when you lube it, you don't use any gummy residue, gummy lube. Make sure it's full on Teflon. You got to be careful of that. So just clean it out. Make sure nothing's caught inside of it. You're gonna pull the base off, then the plate, then the spring will slide out. Just make sure that's all nice and clean. You have no issues there with that. And then lastly, you're gonna put everything back together. Um, the barrel's gonna slide in, then the guide rod's gonna slide in on top of that. Then the slide's gonna sit onto the frame. You're gonna pull it back, lower the lever. You're done. You're good to go. Just reload it, have fun, be careful. Remember, guns are dangerous. Um, Treat them all as if they're loaded, and enjoy.